Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to be reading a new book called But No Elephants. Now, this book is by Jeremy Smith, and as we read it, we're going to be doing an I can statement, and the I can statement is I can identify adjectives within a text. So we're going to be keeping our eye open for some adjectives to find as we go through it. Let's have a look. Grandma Tildy lived all alone. She worked hard every day. She had no time to play. That sounds a lot like your teachers. One day, a man came to her house. He was selling pets. Would you like to buy a canary bird? Asked the man. Very well, said Grandma Tildy, but no elephants. I think she can see this pet man's van here, and there's a giant elephant in there. I don't know, I don't think I'd want an elephant staying at my house. Grandma Tildy was cooking stew. The bird wanted to help, so he sang a song for her. It made Grandma Tildy happy. Oh, isn't that nice? That night they sat down to eat the stew together, and it tasted better than ever before. The next day the pet man came again. Would you like to buy a beaver? He asked. Very well, said Grandma Tildy, but no elephants. Grandma Tildy needed firewood. The beaver wanted to help, so he cut the wood with his sharp teeth. That night they sat in front of a warm fire. Now I'm going to pause here for a moment, guys. There are a bunch of adjectives that we can spot. Let's have a look. Over on this page, we can see this beaver cutting the wood with his teeth, but not just regular old teeth. They're cutting the wood with his sharp teeth. Now, sharp is the adjectives because it tells us more about the teeth. Okay, teeth is the noun. That's the name of what's in our mouth. And sharp describes them, gives us more information about it. So sharp is an adjective. Over here we have another one. It's not just a fire, it's a warm fire. So warm is the adjective. Let's keep going. Grandma Tildy went shopping. She met the pet man again. Would you like to buy a turtle? He asked. Very well, she said, but no elephants. Grandma Tildy was tired. The turtle wanted to help, so he carried her home on his back. Oh, that's pretty weird. This turtle's giving her a ride. That night, Grandma Tildy washed the turtle and put him to bed. Oh. The next day it rained hard. The roof started to leak. Then someone knocked on the door. It was you-know-who. Look at how much rain there is. The roof is leaking. Oh, the poor canary has an umbrella, but the beaver likes it. Would you like to buy a woodpecker? The pet man asked. Very well, said Grandma Tildy, but no elephants. The woodpecker wanted to help, so he nailed the roof down tight. The dripping stopped. Ah, nice and dry inside now. That night they all danced together in the warm, dry house. I can see two more adjectives just here, boys and girls. It's not just a house, it's a warm, dry house. So warm and dry are the adjectives because they tell us more about what type of house it is. Warm, dry house. The days got colder and colder. Grandma Tildy put food in jars for the winter. Oh, look at her doing all the cooking. I don't like the cold, she said. Just then the pet man appeared. Would you like to buy an elephant? He asked. He's the only animal left, and I must leave before it snows. No, no elephants, shouted Grandma. She went back to her work. The pet man left. Oof, she definitely doesn't want an elephant. But the elephant stayed. It started to snow, and it kept on snowing. Oh no. And snowing, and snowing, and snowing. No elephants, said Grandma Tildy. But the elephant would not go. They could not see the elephant now, but they could hear him crying. They felt sad. Very well, called Grandma Tildy. You may come in. The elephant was as happy as could be. Hooray! But the elephant had a problem. He couldn't get through the door. Look, he's too big, way too big. So they all helped to push him inside. Oh dear, said Grandma Tildy. I hope the floor is strong. This is a very old house. Another adjective, boys and girls, not just a house, it's an old house. Outside, the snow kept falling, but inside the house it was cozy and warm. Everyone hoped winter would go away and that spring would come soon. That night, there was a terrible crash. My goodness. The elephant had fallen through the floor. We can't fix this, said Grandma. You will have to stay there. Oh man. The winter was long, and soon the firewood was gone. The elephant was always hungry, and he kept eating. Look at this, he's eating all the food that Grandma Tildy made. Look how sad she is. Oh no. And eating until all the food was gone. We cannot leave or we will freeze, said Grandma Tildy. She's crying. We cannot stay or we will starve. What are we going to do? The elephant felt sorry. Then he thought of a way to help. He started to walk. Look, his feet are still stuck through the floor. He's just picked up the whole house. He walked and walked and walked and walked. When he stopped, they were in a warm, sunny place. Wow, it looks beautiful here. And that is where Grandma Tildy and her friends are today. Welcome, elephants. Look at this. What do you think Grandma Tildy thinks of elephants now? And that's the end of the story. This was a story that my dad used to read me back when I was in grade 1 and 2. It's a fun story, quite a few adjectives in there. Now, boys and girls, your job now is to think of some adjectives of your own. And to do that, I want you to think of 3 animals, okay? 3 animals. And then you need to write the animal with an adjective that tells us more about it or describes it. So let's say, for example, you think of elephant, because that's what this book was about. Okay, so you write down elephant, but you need to give me an adjective too. So big elephant. Big's not a great one. Let's try something better. Enormous elephant. That's a bit more interesting. I want you to think of 3 animals that have adjectives that tell us more about them. Okay? Thanks, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'll talk to you again next time. See ya.